In the headlines for this hour on VTV News, party leader requests renewing youth work to meet new requirements. And modern technology showcase at International Defense Expo. Later on in our news, Russia detained suspect over murder of General Igor Kirillov.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. Speaking at the National Congress of the Vietnam Youth Federation in Hanoi on Wednesday, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm stressed that the party and state are confident in the youth, placing them at the center of many major national matters and considering them a core force in shaping the country's future.
The Party General Secretary lauded the performance of young people nationwide and the Vietnam Youth Federation over the past few years and highlighted their pivotal role in leading Vietnam into the new era, the era of the nation's rise. He urged the Federation to reform its operation and develop a skilled staff, saying the Federation and its member organizations should be better aware of their responsibilities and tasks in fostering revolutionary ideals and combating moral degradation, unhealthy lifestyles, crime, and social vices among young people and students.
Are the Federation's activities truly effective? Have its methods of operation caught up with the youth's trends, needs, and preferences? Is the organizational structure of the Youth Union and the Vietnam Youth Federation reasonable and appropriate? We must seriously contemplate these questions, especially today, as we convene for this Congress.
The party chief emphasized the need for a unified understanding of the youth's role and the importance of youth affairs in the party's and the nation's new revolutionary phase. In that spirit, he asked relevant agencies to propose the Politburo issue a resolution on youth affairs in this era.
The responsibilities and duties of the youth in the new revolutionary phase are truly noble. More than ever, the youth must assert their role in all aspects of social life, be fully aware of their responsibilities and obligations, and take the lead in learning, training, and striving to master science and technology. They must remain steadfast, determined, and united, acting decisively on worthy endeavors and prioritizing action over words.
The party leader requested all-level party committees and authorities, organizations, localities, and society as a whole facilitate the Federation's operation and young people's engagement in implementing the important political tasks of the country, localities, and agencies.
On Wednesday, Prime Minister Phie attended a conference to review this year's work in culture, sport, and tourism and set out key tasks for 2025.
At the conference, Prime Minister Phie called for institutions to improve their ability to attract development resources and talent for culture, sports, and tourism and manage those who obstruct the work. He urged the sector to renew its mindset and create development spaces so that culture, sports, and tourism can take off. Promoting decentralization, reducing and simplifying administrative procedures and cumbersome business conditions, stepping up digital transformation, and focusing on training human resources are also necessary. The government leader highlighted the need to preserve, restore, and strongly promote the nation's cultural heritage, promote cultural movements and activities with the people at the center, and effectively mobilize and utilize resources to develop infrastructure, especially digital infrastructure. Recalling the late President Ho Chi Minh saying that culture lights the way for the nation, the Prime Minister emphasized that culture is the enduring strength of the nation. Meanwhile, developing physical education and sports is an objective, indispensable requirement that contributes to forming a strong and healthy nation. At the same time, tourism is a key economic sector.
In 2025, the sector must accelerate its breakthroughs with innovative thinking, strategic vision, long-term outlook, deep thinking, and bold actions. We must also focus on making tourism a key economic sector connected with culture, sports, and physical activities.
The Prime Minister also stressed that breakthroughs and strong solutions are needed to develop tourism and accelerate the formation of a smart tourism ecosystem associated with comprehensive digital transformation. He suggested the sector consider launching a movement for professional services, civilized behaviors, and a clean and green environment.
During a meeting with Senior Lieutenant General Khamlang Althakhason, Laos Minister of National Defense on December 18th, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh underscored the invaluable friendship, solidarity, and comprehensive cooperation between Vietnam and Laos, highlighting defense corporations as a pivotal pillar and the most special among special relationships. The Prime Minister urged the two countries' defense ministries to concretize the high-level agreements, strengthen party-related cooperation, and consolidate political foundations, particularly in border areas. Additionally, he called for enhanced collaboration in advising senior leaders on defense and security matters and the successful implementations of key defense cooperation priorities. National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn on Tuesday met with ambassadors and heads of Vietnam diplomatic missions abroad before they assumed their posts. He highlighted the significance of 2025, a year when the country will celebrate numerous important events. Party congresses at all levels will be held ahead of the 14th National Party Congress, marking a milestone ushering the country into a new era, the era of the nation's rise. In this context, the diplomats must thoroughly grasp the party's guidelines and the state policies and laws to promptly inform Vietnamese communities abroad, especially updates on visa exemptions and those related to 2024 land law, 2023 housing law, 2023 law on real estate business, and law on identification 2023, and new regulations related to the rights and interests of expats. 40 years ago, the Immediate Action Needed series published in Nhân Dân newspaper became a groundbreaking phenomenon in Vietnamese journalism. During the nation's early đổi mới renovation period, these articles were comparable to a fresh breeze, providing a crucial impetus to accelerate the renewal process. The urgencies for reform highlighted in those articles remains a valuable lessons for today as the nation prepares to enter the new era of growth.
In 1987, 360 tons of dry garlic was discovered spoiled due to mismanagement at the then largest refrigeration plant in Hai Phong City. The incident was featured in the Nunt Junt series. The article's writer, General Secretary Nguyen Vuong Linh, pointed out that while this was just one minor example among countless major violations, many such issues had been swept under the rug.
This silence stemmed from structural deficiencies, inadequate oversight, and an unclear division of responsibilities across various levels of authority.
The 31 articles in the Immediate Actions Needed series shattered this fearful silence, sparking a nationwide movement against corruption, bureaucratic inefficiency, and waste. However, General Secretary Nguyen Vuong Linh emphasized that lasting change requires collective action, as one person or group cannot uncover, address, or resolve all the issues. These pressing issues remain relevant today as Vietnam seeks to streamline its organizational structure. This administrative reform demands the highest form of public accountability.
The effort to streamline the apparatus is a resolute step in the renewal process. Every action must yield tangible results. We cannot waste resources on individuals who fail to perform or make grand statements but deliver poor outcomes.
If medication fails to heal, surgery is necessary for the body's recovery. Similarly, restructuring the apparatus requires sacrifices, including the willingness of party members to give up personal benefits. While it may be painful, it is essential for improvement.
The party's leadership and the nation's founding are fast approaching its centenary. Achieving the country's strategic goals demands extraordinary effort and an unwavering sense of urgency. Streamlining the political apparatus is one of the most urgent tasks among these efforts.
The management board and construction units must have planned to ensure progress during the rainy season. This is the Ministry of Transport directive regarding the North-South Expressway project, particularly for the sections in the central regions, which are expected to be open to traffic by April 30th next year.
To cope with the central region's 3-month-long rainy season, contractors have focused on tasks unaffected by the weather. As a result, most sections of the North-South Expressway project in the central region remain on schedule.
We will speed up construction when the weather is favorable. Materials have already been delivered to the site to ensure progress stays on schedule.
All project sections are being thoroughly reviewed to address delays promptly. In the North Central region, the Van Ning-Cam Lo section has the largest remaining workload. Several areas still face land clearance issues.
Land clearance is still underway in some areas of Quang Binh and Quang Tri. However, if these issues are resolved by December, we aim to complete the road foundation by January and finish paving the entire section by February.
Rainfall in the North Central region is forecasted to slacken in the coming weeks. This creates an opportunity for multiple construction teams to accelerate their work.
We have completed over 73% of the project. The bridges and culverts on the main route are currently finished.
According to the plan, the North-South Expressway will be extended to Quang Tri Province by April 30th next year. The remaining sections in the Central South and Southwest regions will be completed by the end of 2025, creating a continuous route from north to south and providing a crucial boost for economic development.
Permanent Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Hòa Bình on Tuesday presided over a national online conference convened to discuss the implementation of Prime Minister Decision number 484 on organizing the 2025 Rural and Agricultural Census. The census will take place nationwide on July 1st, 2025. He emphasized that this census will serve as a basis for evaluating the results of national programs on industrialization, modernization, and agricultural and rural areas and new rural development. Provincial steering committees have been established in 63 provinces and cities, with 5 provinces, Hải Dương, Phú Thọ, Nghệ An, Lâm Đồng, and Tiền Giang, chosen as pilot locations. All steering committees must be finalized by January 2025. Coming up next on VTV News, modern technology showcase at International Defense Expo. And border guard demonstrate key role in strengthening national security. Over 110 high-tech defense, civilian, and dual-use products will be showcased by the military industry and telecommunications group Viettel at the Vietnam International Defense Expo 2024. These are technologies developed, researched, and manufactured in Vietnam. Some will be presented for the first time, such as drones with a range of 1,000 kilometers and active electronical scan area fire control radars. Viettel's defense products ecosystem is built on the most advanced automated command combat model globally, encompassing 4 functions: reconnaissance and information gathering, communication transmissions, information processing for decision-making, and high-tech weaponry. The border guard plays a pivotal role as the first responder and defender of the national frontier. Committed to overcoming all challenges, they have effectively carried out their duties and quickly responded to new and emerging security threats. Their actions have further enriched the legacies of the alcohol soldiers.
In early September, Typhoon Yagi caused widespread damage along the border regions, triggering torrential rains, floods, and landslides. Amid the crisis, the green uniforms of the border guard became a reassuring presence. They served as a vital shield and a source of support, helping residents navigate the initial hardships of disaster recovery.
The border guard is always present in the most vulnerable areas. We assist people in evacuating belongings from high-risk zones and provide critical aid in draining floodwaters.
Border Guard command units have effectively implemented coordinated mechanisms, mobilizing the political systems and local communities' collective strength. This comprehensive approach has fostered a nationwide movement to protect national borders in our new era.
The National Border Protection Strategy clearly outlines its objectives: to build peaceful, friendly, stable, and cooperative borders, contributing to socio-economic development while strengthening national defense, security, and border diplomacy. The Border Guard's contributions to realizing this strategy have been instrumental in ensuring national security today.
The collaboration between Vietnam's border guard and neighboring countries' border security units sends a powerful and meaningful message of consensus and sincerity. Together, they are building peaceful, friendly, stable, cooperative, and developed border areas. Every border guard soldier upholds the mission of close relationships with local communities. This approach reflects responsibility, gratitude, and compassion, forming a vital foundation for fulfilling all assigned tasks.
Building a people's defense posture and a comprehensive border defense posture within the framework of national defense and public security is a core mission of the Border Guard. This effort embodies the traditions of peace and justice toward national, regional, and global development.
Themed cooperation in search and rescue at sea is second Vietnam Coast Guard and Friends exchange program took place on December 18th in Hanoi. This defense diplomacy event commemorates the 80th anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army and the 35th National Defense Day. Participating entities include law enforcement forces from 7 countries: Vietnam, China, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Thailand, along with 2 international organizations, the Japan International Cooperation Agencies and the UN Office on Drugs and Crime. Participants committed to cooperation in search and rescue, disaster response, and tackling non-traditional maritime challenges, aiming to build peaceful, stable, friendly, and cooperative seas. The events run until December 21st. In these final days of the year, Phu Quoc Islands in Kiên Giang Province has welcomed the AIDA Stella cruise ship, bringing more than 1,000 international visitors. After completing port procedures at 8 a.m., travel agency guided tourists to popular attractions, including the Safari Zoo and Han Thom cable car, where they could also purchase souvenirs and local specialties. The visitors will return to their ship in the afternoon to continue their journey. To date, Phu Quoc has received nearly 6 million visitors, including almost 1 million international arrivals by air. To support the growth of tourism, of luxury cruise tourism, the city authorities and related departments are expediting construction work. The Phu Quoc International Passenger Port is scheduled to begin operations in mid-2025. The global music tourism market, currently valued at $6.4 billion US, is projected to reach $15.5 billion US over the next decade, according to Future Market Insight. In Vietnam, recent high-profile music concerts have highlighted the country's rising potential in the entertainment and music tourism sectors, positioning it as an emerging destination for music fans around the world.
70,000 fans attended 2 shows by the globally renowned group Blackpink. 15,000 attended Westlife's concert in Hanoi. And tens of thousands enjoyed a performance by Imagine Dragons. Vietnamese concertgoers no longer need to travel abroad to experience world-class performances, as international bands regularly include the country in their tours.
With Vietnam expanding its diplomatic ties, international music groups will come to Vietnam, helping to grow tourism.
I feel so proud that Vietnam is now part of the world tour for internationally famous bands like Blackpink, Westlife, and One Republic.
The rising demand for tickets, with websites crashing and shows selling out almost instantly, has been a dream scenario for event organizers. This new wave of international performances has raised the bar for concertgoers.
Vietnamese fans are willing to pay to see domestic artists perform, and their enthusiastic support is a huge step forward for our industry.
When a program can sell out a large number of high-priced tickets, investors see the potential of this market. This will lead to healthy competition, which will result in better quality shows. Now, event organizers must uphold professionalism to improve the overall quality.
We have clear strategies for investing in and improving the quality of programs to offer high-end events that stand out in the market. We aim to elevate the V-pop industry into an advanced professional sector and provide a boost to the entertainment and training markets.
High-quality performances will elevate the domestic entertainment scene while driving tourism and boosting other economic sectors. Moreover, these events will raise cultural standards and deepen public appreciation for music.
For nearly 90 years, a traditional craft has been thriving in the Mekong Delta, one that requires meticulous attention to details to create vibrant pieces that once adorned many local households. Like many traditional trades, this art of glass painting is slowly disappearing. Fortunately, there are still dedicated artisans who are passionate about preserving this cultural heritage.
Glass painting veterans like Lê Thanh Hoa can hardly recall when exactly the craft began in Ba Vệ market. What they do know is that the golden age of this craft was in the 1990s, when hundreds of families in the village were involved in making glass paintings.
Back then, every household in the village was making glass paintings. Even the elderly and children were involved. Everyone had their own tasks in the process. That was how it was in the past.
Each completed glass painting undergoes about 10 steps, though they can vary depending on the type of painting. The most intricate and painstaking step, though, is drawing the black line.
Black line artists are extremely rare. Someone skilled in the black line technique is very hard to come by.
The most distinctive feature of glass painting is its reverse technique, meaning the final details are painted first. Every vibrant stroke carries a meaningful story, conveying deep educational values, celebrating good virtues, and promoting positive actions. While glass paintings were once in high demand, they now face stiff competition from other art forms. As a result, many admire the craft, but only a few have managed to sustain it over the decades.
I've always wanted to preserve the craft passed down from my ancestors, the traditional trade, and I can't just let it go.
Even today, there are still people who bring the unique cultural tradition of glass painting into homes everywhere. This is their way of preserving the soul of their heritage.
Coming up next in our One News, Russia detained suspect over murder of General Igor Kirillov. And EU-China trade tension escalate amid new sanctions. Authorities in Russia have arrested a suspect over the killing of Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov, the head of the Russian Radiological, Chemical and Biological Defense Forces. The Russian Investigative Committee has identified and detained a Uzbekistan national on suspicions of triggering a bomb in Moscow, killing the top general and his adjutant. A report stated that Ukrainian security services had recruited the detainee. Investigations revealed that the suspect was promised $100,000 and a safe passage to European country if he accomplished the mission. Trade relations with China continue to strain as EU recently announced a 15 sanctions package against Russia, which includes Chinese companies. The latest sanctions approved by EU foreign ministers added 54 individuals and 30 entities to the list, including organizations from China, India, Iran, Serbia, and the UAE. The sanctions are part of the EU efforts to pressure Russia over the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. In response, China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian strongly opposed the unjustified sanctions against Chinese company. He emphasized that China has not provided weapons to any party in the Ukraine conflict and maintained strict controls on the export of dual-use goods. Lin further argued that most countries, including EU member states and the United States, continue trading with Russia. He called on EU to avoid applying double standards in its trade policies. Japanese automakers Nissan and Honda confirmed on Wednesday that they are in merger talks and are expected to sign a memorandum of understanding for the new entity. According to the Nikkei newspaper, Honda and Nissan are considering bringing in Mitsubishi Motors to form one of the world's largest automotive groups, with Nissan expected to be the largest shareholder. This strategic move aimed to counter the dominance of electric vehicles giants such as United States-based Tesla and BYD in China, both of which are rapidly gaining market share in the EV sector. Shares of Nissan closed nearly 21% higher in Tokyo trading on Wednesday, while share of Honda declined 1.6%. And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. That's it for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.